afternoon, and thank you all for attending our first annual press conference for Marist SGA. We have some exciting news to talk about transportation updates that we've been working on. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our student body president, Andrew Paulson.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and I would like to thank all the members of the Marist community, as well as all the members of the Marist media outlets that could come this afternoon. I know you guys are all busy, and it's the first week of classes, and we appreciate you taking a couple minutes out of your busy schedules to come here. We have some very exciting news to announce today. In recent memory, Marist has experienced many transportation issues in and around campus. Some include the inability for students without cars to get away from campus on a frequent basis, the inconsistency of many local taxi companies in regards to pricing and safety, the lack of bikes around campus, and how inaccessible the main campus is for those living in the Residence Inn. Well, today we are happy to announce 5 major projects that will dramatically help improve some of these transportation issues on campus. 3 of these projects have already been completed. 1 is in its final stages of development, and 1 is just getting going. Our first project that is just getting going is the Bicycle Share Program. In a little bit, I'll be turning the microphone over to Megan Neary and Brian Gielock, who will talk more in detail about some of these projects. Our second project that is near completion is the Taxi Cab Program, which is in the final negotiation stages. Once a contract is signed, Marist will adopt an official Marist taxi cab company that will have flat rates to specific areas, including Main Street in Poughkeepsie, the Poughkeepsie train station, and the Galleria. Also, these cabs will be equipped with Marist stickers so that all students know which taxis are officially affiliated with the school. And 3 projects that have already been completed. 1, obviously, is the underpass, helping ease a lot of the community transportation issues on Route 9, and a lot of the upperclassmen. It gets them to the main campus a lot quicker, and it's also a lot safer as well. It's very well lit. It has 3 cameras in it, and there's also a security guard that patrols that area 24 hours a day. Our second major exciting news is we are announcing a shuttle to the Residence Inn that is going to be run every single day, and we'll hear a little bit more information about that in just a second. But perhaps the most exciting news we have to announce today is the addition of Zip cars to our campus. Essentially a rental car program. Zip cars will let any student with a driver's license without a car the ability to rent these cars for hour blocks to get off campus, to go to the movies, to go to the mall, etc. This is a major effort for student government and the Division of Student Affairs. We'd like to thank Dean DiCaprio, Dean Sansola, and Dean Cordner for all their work behind the scenes. I'd especially like to thank our 2 chairs of our Student Transportation Committee, the Senior Class President, Megan Neary, and the Vice President of Club Affairs, Brian Gielock. I want to be noted that this was a joint effort, and a lot of people came together to make this announcement as exciting as it was. I think this is really going to be great for the Marist community for a lot of different aspects and a lot of different reasons. And I want to now turn the mic over to Brian Gielock, who's going to talk about the Zip car program in a little bit more detail and some of the efforts we've made with the taxi cab companies as well. So without further ado, that I would introduce the co-chair of the Transportation Committee, Mr. Brian Gielock.
Thank you, Andrew. As you said, my name is Brian Gielock, and I'm the current Vice President of Club Affairs and co-chair of the Transportation Committee. The first thing I wanted to touch on was a few more of the logistics of the Zip car program that we're launching here at Marist. Within the next 4 weeks, we are going to be getting 2 Zip cars on Marist campus that all Marist students will have access to. All you would have to do is present a valid Marist ID and driver's license to security, and then you'll be given the keys to a car in which you can take anywhere that you so choose. And since we are operating out of security, these cars will be, you will have access to these cars 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the only thing that the Marist student will have to do is you have to pay 1 flat rate of $9.50 an hour. And that is the only rate. You will not be in charge of paying for gasoline, and you will not have to worry about any insurance costs. What this means is if 4 Marist students want to go to the Galleria for a night, go bowling, see a movie, or just get off campus, if you split the cost, it could be less than $2.50 an hour to rent a car. And age is not a factor. Unlike other rental car systems, you have to be 21. You can be any age as long as you're a Marist student. And the other system that we're currently working on is making the taxi cabs more reliable and more consistent throughout the board. Yesterday we had a meeting with 3 separate taxi companies where we're trying to work out a Marist College discount. For the first 4 miles, you have to pay 1 rate, and then after that you have to pay a significantly smaller rate than a Poughkeepsie native or anybody else has paid in the past. And we're still trying to work that out, but these 2 programs we really feel will enhance every Marist College student's experience, because not only will you be able to experience Marist College itself, but the environment around it, everywhere from Hyde Park to New Paltz down to Poughkeepsie. And with that being said, I would like to introduce my co-chair of the Transportation Committee and the current senior class president, the beautiful Miss Megan Neary.
Thank you, Brian. So I'm here to talk about 2 other improvements that we've made. The first thing that I'm going to touch on is the shuttle to the residence inn. I'm just going to go over the logistics really quickly. So it's going to run from Monday through Friday, and it starts at 7 a.m. and it runs all the way through 10 p.m. So it leaves the residence inn every hour, and then it gets here every 20 minutes, however long it takes to get here, and it'll leave from drop you off in Donnelly, and it'll also leave from Donnelly to go back to the residence inn every half hour. It runs all day, Monday through Friday, and I've heard from a residence inn, someone who lives there, that the driver is extremely friendly. This is his full-time job. That's what he does all day. He drives back and forth. He's really nice and flexible, so if you have a problem or if you need maybe a different time, I think if you talk to him, he'll probably be able to work it out for you. So that's the residence inn shuttle, and the next thing is the bike share program. This program we're still working on, so everything I say is tentative and it could change at any time. We're still working on the contracts, but there's 2 young men who started up this company where they rent bicycles out to college campuses, and then the student affairs, we work on getting them to the students. So as of right now, we're hoping to run this program out of the intramurals department. The problem is we're working on hiring someone for that position, so that's kind of where we stand. But we are hoping to have 10 regular bikes, so I guess mountain bikes, that anyone can take out. 1 2-person bike, so you and your friend can, take a stroll, a bike around campus or wherever you like. And then a shopper's bike, which will have baskets in the front and the back, so you can drive down to Stop and Shop, Rite Aid, wherever, Home Depot, Staples, and get what you need and drive bike back to campus and not have to worry about trying to balance it on your handlebars. So we're still working out how long you can take it out for, whether it'll be a 24-hour period or whether you can rent it out for a week. But once we get all those details finalized, we will be sure to get that information out to you guys as soon as we can. And the last thing I want to touch on is Brian and I are the co-chairs of the Transportation Committee, but we are looking for other members who want to get involved and help us make even more improvements on campus and make transportation even less of a problem for the students. So if you're interested in being a part of the Transportation Committee, our first meeting is Tuesday, September 13th at 9:15 in the Student Government Office. So, and if you need anything, feel free to contact me or Brian. Our emails are up on the website, or Andrew or April if you have any questions. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Andrew.
Thank you, Megan. And I just want to stress that this was a collaborative effort, and it was no single department or person that really put this together. And it was, the Division of Student Affairs, especially, people I listed before, college activities, especially Bob Lynch and Michelle Williams. They worked hard fighting for our students and making sure that some of these major transportation issues are issues no longer. That being said, I would just like to thank you all for coming out again this afternoon. At this time, I'm going to open the floor for questions. I do ask that you do keep it transportation related in the beginning, and after some of these questions about these programs are answered, we'll be more than happy to answer any student government questions any members of either the Marist Press or the Marist community has for us. So are there any questions? Steve?
For the zip cars, the 950 flat rate and everything is really cool. And you said it goes to New Paltz, Hyde Park. Is there a real limit to how far it will go? Like if you go north of Hyde Park, is it out of the question?
Right, for the zip car program, I just want to stress this, there is no limit. It's paid for per hour, and you have to register for a certain amount of time. So if you get the car for 3 hours, you have to be back at that 3-hour mark. So if you think you want to go to New Paltz, if you want to go to Rhinebeck, that might be a little further. You just have to schedule maybe a little further out in advance for those hour blocks. We're still talking about maybe limiting just in the beginning because we do think it is going to be an exciting program. If the zip car program does take off, we do anticipate Zipcar coming to us and offering us more zip cars on campus. The 2 cars are just a start, hopefully, and there are campuses with 5, 10, 15, 20 cars in some cases. So again, this is just the beginning, but there is no driving limit, to answer your question.
Now, like with the zip car, what is it? I mean, I've never seen it. What does it look like? What is the functionality?
Right, it's just going to be a regular car. I believe it might be a Toyota Corolla or a car similar to that, and it's going to have a Marist logo on the side. It's also going to have the Zipcar logo, and you're going to be able to tell it's a Zipcar, but on the road, it's going to look like any other car. It's not designed to be, like a golf cart or, like a smart car, anything like that. It's a 5-passenger sedan. So, are there any other questions? Are there any student government related questions or anything for that from any of the members of the Marist media? Alright, well, thank you again for coming out. If you guys need anything, our student government office is always open for you guys. And remember, we weren't born to follow. You got to stand up for what you believe. Thank you and have a great one.